Going to get Instagram going as well. What a face, what a face. That was my surprise bird face. Anyway, I don't care. I'm past caring. It's great, really, what's going on currently in our culture. No, it's great because blokes like me, right, who have always struggled with fitting in, I feel primed. Let me straighten this camera. I do. I feel primed for the future insofar as it's crumbling. Now, what I've done is to take some notes. I'm trying to be less rudderless. There's a lot that needs to improve on this live stream. Obviously, I'm painfully aware that I'm literally speaking to an audience of one or none. No one knows this more than me, and I suppose, although that's bad, the good thing is I still want to do it. So yes, this has become a cathartic thing. This has become a exercise in self-discipline and self-help. It's hard to stay motivated when you know, hello, good evening, how are you, Marcus? Nice to see you. But yeah, it's hard to stay, especially for me. I'm prone to rabbit holing and becoming rudderless. The danger of this stream, I mean, what are we, episode 4, 6, 7 tonight? So as I rapidly approach the 500th stream, I'm recognising the need for better formatting. Obviously, my subscriber count on YouTube at 3,200. I think it's a little bit, I think it's 3,200 and something. Anyway, but you know, obviously it's very, very low. But I'm going to crack on and just steam into tonight's. There's things I feel compelled to talk about. So look, I've done this for once, which is rare. Actual notes. Okay, so Jeff Bezos, all right? Here's the funny thing about gazillionaires. When you look at someone like Bezos, genetically, he's actually, let me turn down this soft lamp. This is very bright, isn't it? Let me, where's my little remote control? Let me just turn this light's really bright. Let me turn that down a bit. How do I get, oh shit, that's too bright. Warm, that's better. It's like really, really, you know, minute, no amount of lighting is going to help my face. So yeah, the infinitesimally small penis of Jeff Bezos. I put it to you, now who's his other half? Lauren Sanchez? Isn't it? Lauren Sanchez? She's a bit of a smoke show. But you look at Jeff Bezos, right? He's an unfortunate looking chap. I know I'm no Brad Pitt, but Bezos is genetically unfortunate. You know, his physique, although in recent years he's clearly on some gear. Let's just have a look. Let me just, hey Google, let's just go with a bit of Bezos. Because he's such a cog. Jeff Bezos. Here we go.
According to Wikipedia, Jeffrey Preston Bezos is an American entrepreneur,
What's he
media
worth?
proprietor, investor, computer engineer, and commercial astronaut.
Commercial astronaut, do one. 190 billion. Some say 187 billion, some say 190 billion. So look, and that's after the divorce. So I think he was over 200 billion at one point. Not content with pissing us all off with this, again, look, I love Elon Musk, but when you had the Branson Musk, Bezos effort. I mean, I appreciate a rocket is very phallic anyway, but come on, come on. It's like, if it's not an extension of the again, it's a complete, it's peacocking, it's classic peacocking. It is a more than a metaphor. It's a literal dick measuring display for us Gen Pop. And now, I do like Russell Brand, the direction he's going in. I mean, I've watched Brand for 25 years, we all have, but to see the way Russell's going now, and the hilarity is Russell Brand is now called right wing. So it just shows how far the wokeism is become so deranged. Whether you want to call him a classic liberal, I mean, Joe Rogan, obviously RoganGate, in plain sight, psyop, of course. This is all about money because I know I'm bouncing back and forth between Rogan and Brand and Bezos and the whole thing, but the entire narrative, the entire daily sort of regurgitated talking points, Rogan's in the news again. Meanwhile, there's real things going on. Even the Bezos and the disassembly of this bridge in Rotterdam, apparently the Nazis blew it up. Here we go. So Jeff Bezos, let me stick to my main topic. Jeff Bezos, his super yacht, this massive yacht. Here we go. Where is it? Yeah, the Netherlands. In a response to reports that the city is considering a plan to dismantle the bridge, the Koningshaven Bridge, known as De Hef, which means the lever, to allow Bezos's $500 million yacht. So not content with doing the rocket thing, it's now look at my yacht. Do you know, I'd hate him a bit less if he didn't do these douchey moves. Now look, I use Amazon as much as the next person. I mean, goodness me, I got a new blanket today for a tenner. One of those like really fluffy blankets just as a throw. Just a throw. I use Amazon all the time, so I'm absolutely hypocritical me saying this, of course. But we all use Amazon. What I don't like is he could do, that they all say, that they're philanthropists, Gates does it, Bezos does it, Zuckerberg does it. They're all at it. And I just think the entire sort of, all of them are trying incredibly hard to convince us, the public, that they're good people. Thou protesteth too much. I think it would be far easier to like these people if they were just a bit less douchey. I mean, I was driving back from the gym tonight and I thought to myself, well, how would you behave, Just? How would you behave if, goodness me, how would I behave if I had £500,000? In fact, how would I behave if I had 50 grand? It begs the question, how disciplined would any of us be with that degree of money? There's so many classic examples of young people who have come into, lots of money. I remember, 19-year-old Mike Tyson, being literally set upon by coyotes, wasn't he? Obviously I'm talking metaphorically, but I think it's very difficult for humans to control themselves when they've got that degree of wealth, when wealth becomes absurd. But what having that amount of wealth guarantees is a never-ending supply of servants, literal serfs, who play a sycophantic role. So you've got sycophants around you all the time. Yes men. So people that, Michael Jackson had it, didn't he? You've got a tribe of helpers. I've even seen it in the bodybuilding community. You've got a strong figure, a central figure, and invariably you get frankly Klingons, and all these people are very sycophantic and far too afraid to say, actually, in the case of Jeff Bezos, no, don't build that mega yacht. It's a real douchey move. And above all, guys, it's tone deaf, isn't it? It's a very it's a dickhead move. It's not in keeping with the times we're in. I know in and of myself, if I had literally tomorrow a lottery win, I would give tons of it away. I'd derive such pleasure out of giving it to people that were really fucked, really, really in trouble. I give loads of it to research, with cancer and spines and kidney, transplant, everything that I've suffered from. Certainly a lot. Anyway, I think the that's probably the best word I can use. The tone deafness of these people, that they do things beyond a publicity stunt. They do things that frankly make the public, hate them more. They become targets, figures of derision and hate. And of course, I can't mention this. I mean, who have I got here? I've got Bezos. I can't really not mention Rogan because obviously I've been watching Rogan since 2010, and before that I was aware of him with UFC and everything. If you ever wanted proof conclusive that none of this is about COVID misinformation and disinformation, and be aware, misinformation, if you look at the definitions of the language, because we are living in a word salad semantic time, aren't we? You've only got to watch Fauci. The definition of words are being altered frequently. Misinformation is mistake. Think mistake, unwitting. So if someone said to me, "Oh, Justin, is there a congestion charge in London?" I said, "Oh, no, and I got it wrong," or again, it's not spiteful, it's not with intent. Disinformation, you add the intent. It's in my mind, I always remember that disinformation is you're actively trying to misinform someone. It's like I plan to give you poor information. It's not an unwitting mistake. It's really with intent. So that being said, it doesn't matter which heading you want to give Rogan, miss or dis. Unsurprisingly, once Jen Psaki, that piece of shit, circle back Jen Psaki, press secretary of the White House, once she, it was patently obvious. You could see her saying it when the little press boy, little media hack said to her, "Oh, is there more that can be done with social media companies? And please, govern me harder, Daddy, censor me harder. I'll have my triple booster, please." When Psaki, whatever day it was, talked about there's more that can be done, that is the most fascistic thing that can be implemented at government level. I don't think people understand words very clearly these days. I mean, it doesn't take much more than a search on Google to understand what fascistic rule is and what true fascism is. Fascism and a fascistic act is when a governing body shuts down and suppresses and oppresses any opposition or any criticism. So the irony is not lost on me. I mean, that's the absurdity, isn't it? We're in clown upside down world. I speak about this so frequently on this stream, but you've got to remember this is pot calling kettle black, okay, in the truest sense of the word. So the very people that like to say, "Oh, you're a fascist, you're a fascist, you're a fascist," they are the ones engaging in active fascism. Because, like I say, any dissenters, any criticism, any opposition to an ethos, a tenet, a doctrine, any governing sort of direction, and it's clear the direction they're going in, which is to be more censorious. Any opposition to that is swiftly removed and shut down. That is fascism. So Orwell was extremely right. I mean, it's completely prophetic. It's very, very prophetic. As Orwell said, the further a society drifts from the truth, the more it will hate those that speak it. One of my favourite Orwell quotes, actually. So, like I said, I don't want to speak for too long on these streams now. The mistake I made for months was to talk for an hour or two. I want to keep these brief, and moreover, I've got to wake up at 4 in the morning rather than 5. I've got to be back up in London tomorrow, back up to Guy's for more bloods. My creatinine's been too high. But if you ever wanted more proof that the Rogan thing isn't about COVID, well, now you've got it, because the minute the hit piece came out on Rogan saying that he used the word nigger, and unlike other people, I will say the word, I will utter the word. You know, guys, we used to watch, and it's still one of the greatest films. If you look at the work of Quentin Tarantino, whether it's Pulp Fiction, whether it's Dusk Till Dawn, Django Unchained, and of course Reservoir Dogs, the first one, and True Romance. The use of the N word, the use of the word nigger, is so frequent and so prolific as to dilute the word. So you've only got to watch the iconic scene between Christopher Walken and Dennis Hopper when he says, your mum fucked a nigger, and it's just extremely funny. So if anyone's trying to convince you that they, LARParian lefty logs came for Rogan over COVID, as Jen Psaki said, that's why I mentioned it, or disinformation due to the airing of the conversations with Dr. Peter McCullough and Dr. Robert Malone. Even that's a very late reaction, by the way, because why are people only reacting now to podcasts that happened in December and November? It's very odd. Just proves that they don't watch Rogan. That's the hilarity, isn't it? That people don't even watch Rogan. I doubt they've even watched half an episode. So really, it's a political hit job on Rogan, and it's part of trying to get a man who's uncancelable cancelled. I mean, Rumble have already offered Rogan 100 mil. That's the direction this is going. I'm certainly in the camp of seeing him get off all platforms, not use Amazon Web Services. Remember, the very servers that we speak on, AWS, Amazon Web Services, biggest client, CIA, no shit. Amazon Web Services, Bezos. That's where everything will, I'm speaking now through using Google and using the internet. That's Amazon Web Services. Rogan's in a position, his wealth and the combined wealth of him and friends like Musk, with Peter Thiel, or Thiel, Peter Thiel, Peter Thiel. I think it's a silent H. Peter Thiel. There's enough clout between Rogan, Thiel, and Musk to platform himself, and I think that's the way forward. I was tweeting that probably before Patrick Bet David was. There you go. But of course, Patrick Bet David's got a big audience. So that's really what I wanted to say. It's an in plain sight psyop you should know what a psychological operation is, and it's clearly a psychological operation, and that's on our very psyche. Hence the term a psychological operation, often implemented at government level. And if there's ever a more patently obvious example of the Russian doll, a 3-in-1 Russian doll, this is it. It's the technocracy, it's obviously big tech, it's pharma, well, probably four, isn't it? Big tech, pharma, media, and gov. So there's four, at least three, and of course they're in cahoots. Lastly, let me finish. I have made a note here. All people on, again, I hate the side thing, left side or right side, but all these newsreaders and people in the media who are fully paid up members of the left cult, I know that they like to call us the cult, but these people will get eaten. Ultimately, they will be cancelled. It's like a praying mantis. It's like the big female. I think it's the praying mantis, the female that eats the head of the male impregnating her. Let me check that. Because that'd be quite a funny bit of information, wouldn't it? Does the female praying mantis eat the male at the time of reproduction?
According to National Geographic, praying mantis courtship can be a dangerous affair. Females have been well documented biting off the heads and eating other body parts of the males that they mate with.
There you go. There you go. You heard it here. I'm gonna refer to these people as the praying mantis. That's literally what they are. Okay. And on that note, at 22 minutes in, I'm going to say good night. I'm going to get my head down and get some sleep as I drive up to Londonistan tomorrow. All right, thank you for tuning in. If anyone did tune in, and yeah, episode 467. Back tomorrow night, episode 468 on Friday. Same time, same face, same place, or same time, same place, same face. And, like it or subscribe if you can. Thank you. Good night.